The path of letting go. The 9-life path is one of insight, generosity, emotion, compassion, awareness, interpretation, diversity and strength. 9 contains a little bit of all the other numbers, as well as many unique characteristics of its own. Its influence makes you versatile and unusual.
9 life path number. This is the only number that works in such mysterious ways, and, just as 9 contains the energies of all the other numbers, you can be all things to all people, adaptable in a wide variety of environments and situations.
You can be quite a mystery, too. 9 takes the shape of a spiral. This reflects the combined motion of creativity and evolvement. Those born on the 9-life path have great potential for creative thinking, artistic output, and rapid evolution of the mind, the emotions and/or the body. 9 enables you to live a life full of love, accomplishment, and personal satisfaction. But you must accept that feelings are what you came into this life to express and understand. The 9-life path is, indeed, an emotional one. 9 is the most complicated of all the numbers and the most difficult to make sense of. Until you understand its evolutionary purpose, life can seem like an eternal roller coaster.
Trauma after trauma may be experienced until you finally accept that emotion is what you are here to learn about. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, they must be felt with the heart.
Tilda Helen Keller.
When 9's true nature is denied or exaggerated, you can hurt people by taking their love for granted and trying to control their lives.
You may have a desire to give, but will give to the wrong people for the wrong reasons, one of which is guilt. Some 9s are adept at making others feel guilty, using misfortune as an excuse to take rather than give. Global awareness may also exist, but from a fearful, bigoted and non-accepting point of view. Insight may come, but is then rejected.
Compassion is viewed as weakness, as it means having to let down one's guard and actually feel something.
Emotions are expressed but held on to instead of being released.
The courage that is typical of those on the 9-life path is then expressed through misplaced anger instead of self-acceptance and fairness. 9s can never be happy when their life path energy is exaggerated or denied, because this imbalance tells you that happiness does not exist, or that only your happiness matters. When 9 is experienced in this way, the energy becomes extremely selfish and lacking compassion.
Fortunately, most 9s do not stay in this dark and lonely place for long. The 9 mind evolves in ways that others may not experience. This enables you to feel your feelings in their most profound and diverse forms. You often have to travel in what seems like the wrong direction, backwards, in order to go forward. The 9-life path is so complex and multi-layered that you cannot help but become involved in the metaphysics of life. You have an insatiable appetite for the spiritual and psychological.
A basic understanding of reincarnation is desirable because this lifetime is likely to be your last.
9s are old souls who have lived many lifetimes. Haven't you ever wondered why nothing really shocks you? It is because you have seen and done it all before. You have existed in every form, color, race, creed, gender, and circumstance. You have traveled every walk of life. Of course, this does not mean that you have learned all you need to learn, and your experiences in this lifetime will make that very clear. Be prepared to let go of previous beliefs and learn something new. You are here to conclude unresolved issues of the past and move on to a higher existence.
You must live this life fully, finish what you start, tie up the loose ends, and gain experience from past and present mistakes.
All of this can seem like a daunting task. Or, in a different light, it can be an exciting and fulfilling adventure.
Your live and let live attitude is a beautiful part of who you are, but it can also backfire on you.
To counteract this, you must develop a deep self-respect for and be comfortable in your role of giver. Then, you will have no problem saying no when necessary. You will understand that nobody owes you anything, and that there is no one to whom you are obligated, either. Then you will be able to move away from the guilt that often plagues the 9 who does not know what it means to be a 9, and you will understand just how beautiful the act of selfless giving actually is. Just remember that you cannot give what you haven't got. And you cannot keep giving without replenishing your stock, whether it be energy or material things.
Aim for quality rather than quantity.
The 9-life path gives you the gift of versatility. There is very little to which you cannot relate, and you probably know a little bit about everything.
However, while such flexibility is a great asset, it can create problems with regard to your sense of identity, making a living, and establishing a secure base for yourself.
Therefore, it is necessary to specialize in something in which you are passionately interested. Otherwise, you cannot help but suffer the pain of feeling unfulfilled. Self-fulfillment, usually through creativity and helping others, is one of the beautiful gifts that 9 offers. Your life often creates circumstances to which you must constantly adapt. This makes it difficult to focus on one thing at a time. You may spread yourself too thin, unable to concentrate long enough to gain the necessary experience or expertise.
You may find yourself bouncing from one thing to another without actually completing anything, unaware that completion is what is most needed.
You may already be doing pretty well in life, but there is no telling just how much you can accomplish with focus. It is always lack of concentration that prevents 9s from seeing their higher potential. It is up to you to recognize your speciality, your passion, and give it the focus it deserves. You have a tendency to waste your time, energy, opportunities and resources on unimportant matters. You must occasionally stand back from the ongoing drama of your life and assess any situations or relationships that need to be weeded out and ended.
In order to find the truth, you must begin at the beginning and go back to the source, the origins of the matter, back to the past, to release yourself from unexpressed emotions which are holding you there.
Recognize where you are torturing yourself emotionally over matters you can do absolutely nothing about. When you realize that this is what you so often do to yourself, it will be easier to accept the past, let it go, and move on to a more comfortable reality. Ultimately, you are learning how to let go. This can be a painful process until you understand its necessity, and that 9 cannot let go until it fully understands and resolves the matter in question.
You may question how it is possible to be the loving and generous person you know you are when you may have to hurt yourself or others in the process of letting go. The life of a 9 is never simple.
Very often, the people you think you may hurt actually need to be released so that their lives can unfold in a way that is natural for them.
For you, partings are such sorrowful and frightening occasions, only to find, in retrospect, that it was the best thing for all concerned.
On the other hand, by developing a greater tolerance for others, the need to end certain relationships need never arise.
You must learn to accept the diversity of humanity and enjoy the richness of loving relationships in which common goals take the place of ego.
It is hard for those who love you to share you with the world, as they must often do.
The least you can do is to allow them to be who they are rather than who you want them to be. You can be frustrated with those who do not live up to your high ideals, but your disappointment is actually with your own intolerance.
You may think that tolerance is one of your greater attributes, but this is a misunderstanding, since we only tolerate that which we do not like. Acceptance is the key. This means that you must stop judging yourself and others.
9 is the number of giving, and the most precious gift you can bestow on anyone is your acceptance of them just as they are.
This in no way implies lowering your standards or putting up with ongoing adverse behavior. You must stay true to yourself and your principles. But your vision is a unique one, and you cannot expect others to see life as you see it. If you try to control others, or if you are overly possessive, irresponsible, unemotional, or destructive, the 9 energy will work against you, dramatically.